The data job market in 2026 is really rough. You're up against a flood of applicants on every single job posting, and a huge number of the listings out there are straight up ghost posts that we're never going to hire anyone anyways. But people are breaking into data every single day. Career changers, people without CS degrees, coming from normal jobs like retail or bartending, you name it. And they're just doing a handful of things differently than everyone else. So here are 26 cheat codes to land your first data job this year. Cheat code number 1, apply within the first hour, not the first week. Recruiters start building their shortlist the moment applications start to roll in. So the exact same resume that gets a callback in the first hour will probably get buried after week 1. Not because it's worse, but because they have already found 5 people who they're going to interview. Applying in that first window can boost your interview odds by as much as 4 times. So here's the actual trick. On LinkedIn Jobs, search your new role, data analyst, and filter by the past 24 hours. Now look up at the URL in your address bar and you'll see a chunk that says F_TPR equals R 86400. And that's just a number. It's just seconds because 86,400 seconds is 24 hours. Now change that number to R3600, and that is 1 hour, and hit enter. Now you're only seeing jobs posted in the last 60 minutes. If you add an ampersand, sort by equals to D-D on the end to sort by the most recent, and you can literally bookmark that URL and check it a few times every day. You're going to be guaranteed to be applicant number 3 instead of applicant number 300. Cheat code number 2, tailor to the postings keywords. Most first round filtering is a literal keyword match that ATSs do for the exact terms in the job description. So if the posting says SQL, Looker, stakeholder communication, those are exact phrases that need to be on your resume. Don't use synonyms, use the literally exact same words because you want to mirror their language straight back to them, and that increases your odds by quite a bit. Cheat code number 3 is to quantify every bullet. Responsible for reporting tells a hiring manager absolutely nothing. Cut weekly reporting by 40%. That tells them everything. Numbers are credibility anchors. They make a stranger actually believe you. Every bullet on your resume should have a number on it. If it doesn't, you're describing a task instead of proving an impact. Cheat code number 4, name your resume file properly. This one literally takes 10 seconds and yet no one does it. Just name the file, your first name, your last name, data analyst.pdf. And a recruiter who downloads literally hundreds of these resumes into a folder, a resume that says resume final V3 looks really careless and gets lost every single time. Your name, the title, every time, you don't get lost. Cheat code number 5, don't gatekeep yourself out. If a posting lists 10 different requirements, that's a wish list, not a checklist. They will almost never find someone who hits all 10 of those things. So if you hit about 60% of the requirements, apply. The person who gets hired is rarely the most qualified. It's the qualified enough person who is actually brave enough to apply. So stop disqualifying yourself before they get a chance to. Cheat code number 6, apply to adjacent titles, not just data analyst. If you only search words like data analyst, you're going to be skipping most of the jobs you're actually qualified for. The exact role gets posted as business analyst, reporting analyst, operations analyst, BI analyst, insight analyst. Same work, different label, depending on who writes the listing. On findadatajob.com, when I brought in the search beyond just data analyst, the number of relevant roles roughly quadruples. That's about 4 times the openings. So you're not underqualified, you're just searching for one term. Cast a wider net. Cheat code number 7, skip the cover letter, unless it's the dream role. For most postings, nobody reads the cover letter, and the hour you spend on it is an hour you could have spent on 2 more tailored applications. So save the cover letter for situations like a referral or a role you genuinely love. Everywhere else, put that energy into volume of applications and tailoring your resume. Cheat code number 8, when you do write a cover letter, lead with their problem, not your story. The mistake everyone makes is opening a cover letter with, I am a passionate, detail-oriented professional seeking, and that's about you, and they don't care about you yet. Flip it. Open with their problem. Hey, I saw your team is scaling reporting across 3 different regions. Here's a dashboard I built that solves exactly that. Now you're not an applicant, you're someone who already understands their pain. And that's the entire difference between getting read and getting skipped. Cheat code number 9, learn SQL first, and honestly, skip Python for now. Everyone wants to start with Python. For getting your first job, that's absolutely backwards. Look at the actual demand. On our skills breakdown at findadatajob.com, datanalyst.com, SQL shows up 38% of data analyst postings. Python is only 20%. So if you spend 6 months grinding pandas before you can actually write a clean join in SQL, you're studying hard for a test that the job market is mostly not giving you. Learn SQL until you're genuinely comfortable, get hired, then pick up Python, ideally on the company's dime. Excel, SQL, and a business intelligence tool like Tableau or Power BI are the highest ROI in this entire field, and it's not even close. Cheat code number 10, skip the cert rabbit hole. You do not need 5 certifications to get an interview. Most of them are a way to feel productive without actually being productive. Rocking horse syndrome. One real project that solves a real problem will outperform a wall of certification badges every single time. Certificates prove that you can finish a course. A project proves that you can do the job. Just build a project. Cheat code 11, make your LinkedIn headline the exact title you want. Recruiters use LinkedIn and they search LinkedIn by literal job title. If your headline says aspiring data professional, lifelong learner, well, you are invisible to the search. Put the title you want, data analyst, right in your headline. You're not lying about having the job. You're telling the search engine exactly who you are. Cheat code 12, give yourself the title data analyst. You want to make sure that's in your experience section on your resume and your LinkedIn. It's kind of a chicken and the egg problem that everyone gets into because you need experience to get the job, but you need the job to get experience. So my solution is to manufacture the experience legitimately. You don't need some company to hand you the title data analyst. Instead, do a real project and list it. Start a tiny company on your own and be your first customer and do analysis. Volunteer to build a dashboard for a local business, a nonprofit, a friend's workshop. Or you can join my boot camp, the Data Analytics Accelerator, and you come in and work as a data analyst intern and do real work for our company, and there you go. You have experience. Any of these earns you a legitimate data analyst entry in the experience section on your LinkedIn and your resume. Because a recruiter scanning your profile isn't reading a story. They're checking whether the words data analyst appear in your experience at all. So put it there. Give yourself a job until someone else does. Cheat code 13. Referrals beat cold applications every single time. A cold application drops you into a pile of hundreds. A referral walks you past the entire pile. Referred candidates get interviewed at a far higher rate than cold applicants, and it's not even the same game. One warm introduction is worth more than 50 perfect applications submitted to the resume black hole. So before you fire off another cold application, ask yourself, is there a human that I could go through instead? Which leads us directly to our next cheat code 14. Ask your neighbors if they know any data analysts. And this sounds almost maybe too simple, but that's exactly why it works. You are sitting on a network you've never actually talked to before. The person 2 doors down maybe works in data or is married to someone who does, or their kid just got hired as an analyst, and you literally have no idea because you've never said this sentence out loud. Hey, do you happen to know anyone who works in data? This simple question can turn into a warm intro, and then a warm intro skips the resume pile entirely. All of a sudden you have an interview, and all of a sudden you have an offer. So ask everyone. Someone always knows someone. Cheat code number 15. Search the phrase hiring data analyst on LinkedIn. Don't just search the jobs tab. Literally go to the search bar and type in hiring data analyst, and you'll surface a bunch of posts from actual managers and teammates announcing that their company is hiring, and a lot of these never get into the official posting treatment that LinkedIn does. You're going to be finding the role before it becomes into a pile. Real person, real post, real opening. And honestly, this is a lot of work. So if you'd rather skip the manual hunting of this, we've actually already pulled over 3,000 of these types of job postings on findadatajob.com, and we add 30 new ones every single week. So basically, it's a lot easier for you to do that. So if you want fresh jobs, check it out there. Cheat code 16. Hunt for the purple hashtag hiring ring in LinkedIn. It is a completely different game. LinkedIn lets people put a purple hiring ring around their profile picture and say that they're actually hiring data analysts. So you can actually go to the LinkedIn search bar, go to hiring data analysts, and get a entire list of hiring managers, recruiters, all sorts of different people who are actually hiring data analysts right now. You can message them directly, and at that point, you've skipped the entire ATS altogether and gone straight to the decision maker. Cheat code 17. Turn on open to work on LinkedIn, but for recruiter visibility only. The green open to work banner on your photo can read as a little desperate to some hiring managers. So instead, you can use the quieter setting, which is visible to recruiters only. You still show up in every single recruiter search for open candidates, but you skip the public banner. All of the upside and none of the optics. Cheat code 18. Build in public. Most people job hunt in complete silence and wonder why no one ever finds them. So instead, post what you're learning. Share the SQL query that finally clicked, the dashboard you built this week, the messy data set that you just wrangled. You don't need an audience. You just need to be findable and look active in the data world. Visibility compounds. The recruiter who didn't search for you still scrolls past your post. I've watched many of my students get DM'd about roles purely because they were the person visibly doing the work on the internet. Be that person. person. Cheat code 19. Hybrid is way less competitive than remote. Everyone fights over fully remote roles, and that's exactly why you shouldn't. A remote posting pulls applicants from the entire country, sometimes even the entire world. So it gets absolutely flooded with all sorts of different candidates. A hybrid role in your city is competing against a tiny fraction of that. And here's the part that most people miss. Hybrid keeps almost all of the benefits. You're still at home most of the week. You just skip most of the commute, but you quietly removed most of your competition. For your first role especially, hybrid is a literal cheat code. Cheat code number 20. Practice interviews because they're hard to get. Here's the brutal reality. You might send dozens, heck, even hundreds of applications to land one single interview. So when you finally get it, it's way too valuable to just wing it and see how it goes. Most people spend weeks getting an interview and then 0 hours actually prepping for it. And that's like training 6 months for a race and skipping the actual race. Run mock interviews out loud. A tool like interviewsimulator.io lets you rehearse real interview questions until your answers come out perfectly smooth. Record yourself once, twice, 3 times, and you'll hear the rambling that you wouldn't hear live, and you'll be able to correct it before you actually get to the interview. The interview is a rare, precious resource. Treat it like one. Cheat code 21. When you land an interview, figure out why and double down on it. An interview just isn't a chance at a job. It's literal data. Something on the application worked. Which version of your resume was it? Which title did you apply under? Was it a referral, a hybrid role, a specific industry? Most people get an interview, and if it doesn't convert, they get depressed and they throw the whole approach over and start from scratch. Don't. Figure out what triggered the interest and pour more energy into that exact channel. You're a data analyst after all. Your own data from your job hunt is a data set, and an interview is your strongest signal in it. Find the pattern and run it straight back, double down. Cheat code number 22. Never give the first number in a negotiation. When a recruiter or hiring manager asks, what are your salary expectations? That's not exactly a friendly question. It's the start of the negotiation. Whoever says a number first loses, and you set an anchor and it's really hard to ever get back. So deflect it and say instead, I'd love to hear the range you've budgeted for the role. Make them go first. You can't lose an anchor you never threw. Cheat code number 23. If you're forced to actually answer the salary question, don't give an exact number, give a range. Sometimes they're going to push and you're going to need to say something, but don't give a single number, give the full range. A range keeps you in the conversation no matter what their budget actually sits. And you make sure that the bottom of your range is still a number you'd be happy to accept. Single number and you've kind of lost the battle. You give a range and you're keeping the door open and alive in the game. Cheat code number 24, job hop. For some reason, you're worth more to someone else faster. And the fastest way to grow your salary is unfortunately to leave. Internal raises tend to be small and infrequent, maybe a few percent every year if you're lucky. Moving to a new company is where you can actually get a true salary hike because a new employer prices you at today's market rate and at their competitors' market rate, and they just value you more than your current company. Loyalty is great, but don't let it cost you. Get your first job, build real skills, and then don't be afraid to move when the market says you're worth more, and it will, usually. Cheat code 25, detach your worth from your response rate. And this is the one that keeps you in the game long enough for the rest to work. A 2 to 3% callback rate from an application is pretty normal in today's market. It's not a verdict of who you are as a person or as a data analyst. It's just the math of a crowded field. If you tie your self-worth to every single rejection you get, you'll burn out in like 2 weeks and quit right before you are actually going to land interviews. So instead, measure your effort, not the outcome. I sent 20 quality applications this week is in your control. An interview or an offer is not. Protect your head because this is a months-long game, and the people who win are the ones who are left still standing and didn't give up. Cheat code number 26. Track everything about your job hunt. You are a data analyst, so job hunt like one. This is the most important one, and it's the one that almost no one actually does. You're trying to become a data analyst, so become one right now with your job search. What can't be measured can't be improved. So open up a spreadsheet, or honestly, if you just want the easier way to do it, the cheat code is we built a job tracker right into findajob.com, so you don't even have to start from scratch. Track every application, the company, the title you applied for, was it remote, was it hybrid, was it cold, did you have a referral, the date, and the outcome. Within a few weeks, you'll stop guessing and start seeing patterns. Oh, every interview I've gotten came from a referral or a hybrid role. And that's not a feeling anymore, that's actual data. And now you cut out what isn't working and you double down on everything that is. Every other cheat code I've given you in this episode will start to actually work the moment you start tracking because you'll know which ones are actually moving the needle forward for you. You're not just hunting for a data job, job, you're running your first real data project in real time. Start treating your job search like a job, and you'll be amazed how fast that job shows up more quickly. If you got something out of these cheat codes, I send a fresh one in my newsletter every single Wednesday. Head to datacareerjumpstart.com/newsletter and hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode.